The Gauteng Lions Cricket franchise recently celebrated a successful domestic season. The franchise has also been making an impact on the community by hosting the Diadora Jozi Cup at the Wanderers Stadium. Lions women's star Raisibe Ntozakhe joins us now to speak about the event and some of the highlights of her career. Raisibe, a very good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Gwen. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's start, with the Jozi Cup, the Diadora Jozi Cup. How has it been, and also looking forward to just the tournament this time around? What's your expectation, particularly as somebody who has seen it all and participated to a certain extent in it?
Firstly, I think it's such a big honor and to be part of the Diadora Jozi Cup. I mean, as an ambassador and also as a person that will be participating within the tournament, it will be a great opportunity for me to see brand new talent. Last year, it was really an awesome tournament. We got to see different type of players growing within the game. And for it to bring such the creating community together, it's something that's big. This is the third year of the tournament, and it feels that it has been a great success. And with that being said, I think I'm really excited about it as it will be starting tomorrow. So I'm really excited.
Let's talk about just the impact that the Jozi Cup makes, in that you have also lower levels and boys and girls that play. From your perspective as a professional player, what impact do you think this makes, but not only to the franchise, but for domestic cricket as a whole?
I think with that, it's going to make a great impact in terms of grooming young players and making them believe that cricket is no longer just a sport where you just play for the passion and the love of it, but now it has become broader in terms of being professional. So there is a lot of opportunities coming within the pipeline also, and I think having these young players and having the older players, it's something that we as the professionalized people within the system to really try to give back within the pipeline of the cricketing community.
And another aspect of this, which has always been a highlight for the pride of Jozi, is the blind cricket involvement. Just tell us about that aspect of it and expectations for this year.
Oh, those are the most amazing gents to watch play cricket. I think they have achieved a lot within the organization, and having them participating, it shows that there is no barrier within the cricketing community in terms of just normal people having to play, but also having to include people with disability. It shows that we are going in the right direction, and it helps to show the younger generation that despite anything that is happening, you can actually play. You don't have to look at your obstacles and say, I can't do it. You can still play. It does not matter the type of background you come from or whatever situations you might be falling in. So I think having them playing within the tournament is really great. There's so much talent within that team, and I have watched them play in so many occasions. It's just pure talent.
Speaking of pure talent, do you find that there are more young girls that are getting interested more in the sport, looking at how not only the Lions are playing, but also the Lady Proteas also are performing at an international stage?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of talent. I have a couple of you that I know of. Your Refilum, your Medicine Landsman, there's a lot of them that have played in the SA Under-19 World Cup, and having to see them growing within the system. Some of them I play with them in the senior women's structure. So it shows that there is level of growth that's going on, and I can't wait to see the younger girls that are coming through the pipeline to prosper as much as we have, and to have such the type of system that we have. I think we are heading in the right direction. It's something that when I was playing, I never thought I would be in this type of space. But it shows that with time, everything changes, and it shows that there are greater opportunities coming our way.
For somebody who has never been, Raisibe, to the Jozi Cup, what would you tell them? Why should they come there beyond just the cricket and the spectacle where you see young age groups going all the way to professionals playing?
I think number one is the excitement and the fun factor of it. That environment is very fun. Kids are always up on their toes, and you can see the enjoyment factor of it all within their faces, how they participate, how they are taking their game so seriously. Yes, it might be a competitive game also, a tournament, but having to see the kids smile and enjoying what they're doing, it's something that's really dear to me. And I'm in a more professional space. So fun factor of it, not so much. But having to be around those girls and those boys, seeing them smile and celebrating each and every moment, every wicket as if this is their last game, it's something that's really good to see. So expectations, fun. It's very fun. It's very exciting, and there's a lot of talent that you need to really look at. It's not just kids playing, but you can see the level of talent that is within our system.
Let's talk about your team now, the Lions team, and the season that you guys have had. I mean, being runner-up in 2 competitions clearly shows that there's been a lot of growth. But from your perspective, as a player who has been involved, how would you sum up the season?
I think we fought a lot on the field, and I think we became so united to such an extent that we were willing to fight for each other in many circumstances. There were games where we would cry and the change room would not be nice, but we'd always end up coming in together to make sure that we keep it intact and then we reach our goals that we wanted to reach. Yes, we might not have retained our T20 champion, but I think having to be second in both formats, it shows that the hard work that we've put in, the management, and how much we thrived into achieving such, it shows that we are heading in the right direction. And I mean, having such teammates, it makes it easier for you to have the fighting spirit and to look up to waking up the next day to say, I will give it my all. So I think the management and the team, we just kept it together. We were always calm in very difficult situations, and we were just united. We made sure that we fought for each other and we fought for the badge that we were wearing.
What does this mean for you as an individual to be part of such a setup, as you say, that is more of a family?
It's really great. I mean, growing up, I never thought I'd be part of such a family where you get into a huddle and sometimes there's tears, but we always pick each other up. I mean, we have such great support from the CEO and the people behind the scenes. So I think having that sort of family, it's something that's very dear to me. And I hope that even the upcoming young ones that will be in our shoes, they will hold on to that culture of being together and always wanting to fight for the badge and fight for the union and fight for each other.
Let's talk about your perspective of particularly seeing how the Lions ladies team is performing. I mean, do you feel that we are seeing an improvement in women's cricket in not only at the Lions side, but in South Africa as a whole, based on some of the results that we've been seeing lately?
Yeah, it's true. There is a lot of improvement. I mean, now we have, it's a more professionalized structure, and there is certain things that we have, like your physios, your SNCs, your assistant coaches, your coach, and there's a lot of support staff within our spaces, so which makes it easier for us to actually be able to upskill ourselves and to work even 10 times harder. So I think with those systems being in place, I think it's going to make it more interesting in terms of the growth of women's cricket and where it will be in the next 5 to 10 years. So I think having those structures, it's making things easier for us to actually want to grow more within the system.
You know, looking at the way you guys as a team played, as you say, runners-up in both formats of the game, does this then send a strong message to what you guys are capable of doing, particularly for next season and to the contenders out there?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we're not going to just relax and say we are good at number 2 in both formats. I think now we are more hungrier than we were before, and we are willing to just get out there and probably retain both championships in both formats. So I think we're more hungrier, we're more passionate. We are the Lions. So I think right now we are roaring inside in terms of we want to get both trophies. And I think with that, we're coming in with that mindset. It's going to make us to upscale ourselves more and to up our game 10 times better than we did this season. But nonetheless, I really do have a proud moment in terms of how we have achieved of being 2 runners up in this season. So it means that next season the pressure is that we need to get the 2 trophies and tick up boxes.
You know, when you speak about the improvement of women's cricket, as somebody who has been in the national setup, I mean, do you see your performances at club level also serving as a feeder and also an improvement to the national team as a whole?
We still have a long way to go, Enosquina. I think the pipeline needs we are still getting somewhere, but having to being part of the national setup and now being in a professionalized domestic setup, we are heading in the right direction, to be honest. I think the most important thing is that we need to take care of our pipeline. We need to get more girls playing. We need to groom them. We need to make them be better people. I think being in the domestic setup and being in the national setup, there is a bit of a gap, but we are heading somewhere. I'm just more into the pipeline of the next generation, because we need to have your next Marizan Cup, your next Raisibe Ntozakhe, your next Masabata class, your Ayabonga Kaka. So we need to make sure that at this particular age, as young as they are, they need to be upskilled in terms of knowing where they are heading, not to find goals being in high school and then they drop out of cricket because they don't know that we are more professionalized. So the pipeline itself needs to be, it's a very valuable factor in terms of how we will be grooming the next generation of cricketers.
And I guess going back to where we started, Raisibe, then it serves well to go back to the Diadora Jozi Cup and looking at the young girls, as you mentioned, that you're seeing a lot of talent coming through, to get involved at that young level competitively and get the experience of being exposed at such a competitive level. And that prepares them not only for national but for international cricket, isn't it?
Yes, that's very true. I think one thing about me is that every time I go whenever I play club or I play in such tournaments, I make sure that when I spot talent, I make sure that at least it prospers. So it doesn't matter if I do a bit of coaching or give a bit of mentorship or have a little talk with the girls, because there is pure talent within our pipeline. I think it's just having the right people serving the pipeline correctly, because without these kids, we are not going to have more international players. So such tournaments are very key in terms of us as professionalized cricketers to give back to the young ones, to say, if you go through this direction and if you want to be the next Masabata class, these are the things that you should be doing from this early age. So I think grooming them is going to be the most important thing, especially for us domestic players that will be participating within the tournament, and also grooming them as well and mentoring them. That's going to be very important.
All right, Raisibe, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. Appreciate your time. Raisibe Ntozakhe, Lions player, talking to us there about the Jozi Cup that starts this week at the Wanderers. I mean, it features age groups from as early as under 11 and goes as far as the professionals, but also one of the big highlights, as you heard, is the blind cricket team that has really been a crowd pleaser, and many people look forward to that. Well,